Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is you're watching the video to you, and welcome to Slashing Up the Charts. This is Magic number 10. Yeah, I got 10 fingers. Yeah, this is Magic episode number 10. I've been doing this now for a little over 2 months, and so far my scorecard actually, well, I haven't really been keeping track, but I think I've been doing pretty okay. So, and the view counts are pretty good, so that's another thing I take into account. If there was like 0 views for like 5 straight weeks or something, then I'd probably consider stop doing this, but thanks for your support and keep watching these. Okay, this weekend is very, very slow. We have one new release coming out theatrically or I shouldn't say theatrically, I should say wide release coming out this weekend. That is, I think it's The Best Man Holiday. I don't know if they put the in the front or not. I completely missed the boat with this one. I guess this is a sequel to The Best Man or something like that. It was from the 1999, basically the same cast, all the black group, so to speak, that kind of group that you know, they always have some movies come out usually around Thanksgiving, and we've got another one coming out next week called Black Nativity, so that'll be interesting as well. See how it does. But right now, a lot of people are saying this could have a debut north of 20 million. I don't know. I really don't know, because there's films like For Colored Girls that came out a few years ago from Tyler Perry that was really serious, and you know, it was people checked it out. It wasn't by any means a runaway hit, but people checked it out, at least for its opening weekend, and it scored actually very well. And then there's films like Baggage Claim, which are completely missed. So this, I think, is going to land somewhere in the middle of that. I don't necessarily think it's going to flop by any means, and I think it will actually, over the next couple of weekends, actually do some good business. But I think it's just going to start off a little slow and gradually pick up. And then again, I think it could have a total north of like 50 million, maybe. I don't know. Maybe even higher. Depending, of course, yeah, on just if it picks up or not in the next couple weeks. As for this weekend, prediction is 16.9 million. As far as how it's doing, critics are actually they actually say it's pretty good. I would have never expected this movie actually to get a higher rating than Thor on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, it's done that. I was completely baffled. I was like, really? You know, because I saw the trailers for this, I'm like, I don't know. I said there were a couple of parts that kind of made me chuckle, yeah, but I was like, this is something, yeah. It's one of those movies that doesn't quite, you know, it's got some redeemable qualities. But when you look at it, you just say, really? November? You would think it would fit more into like October, but no, I guess not. I guess it's actually a decent film, and it's got a pretty good cast, mostly, yeah, aiming toward the black audience, so to speak. But yeah, I think it'll have a really decent debut. Well, for its kind, I guess you could say, decent debut. 16.9 million. Again, my prediction. That is not going to be enough for first place. I think it will easily be enough for second place. So that's that. Yeah, I'm gonna make this just like last week. I'm gonna make this really, really quick. So as you can see, I've got my Loki shirt back on, and Thor: The Dark World, I think, is gonna hold on to the #1 spot for at least this weekend again, and I think next weekend it's gonna be a little different. So so we'll see. Anyways, let's see. We've got a movie coming out in very limited release. Nebraska. This is Alexander Payne's next movie, his follow-up to The Descendants. Not necessarily a sequel by any means, but his follow-up is in his next movie. People take it wrong. I don't know. Anyways, in this movie, oh yeah, we've got Bruce Dern. This is, of course, an Academy Awards contender, so yeah, of course they drop it in at this time. I remember having a really, really high interest when the movie was first getting its premiere, like at Cannes and all that, and then after the reviews came in, they said it was a fair movie, and I said, oh, well, that's a step back for Payne. And then since then, the reviews have come back up, so my confidence has been restored just a little bit. Not to say I was necessarily living off of the reviews for how I was going to react to this thing, but I was just saying, well, if the critics just say it's okay, then maybe I should just, I don't know, check it out on DVD. But no, opening in 4 theaters this weekend, and then, yes, expanding wide. Probably starting next weekend. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it that much yet. Anyways, with 4 theaters, I would not in the least say this has a chance in breaking into the top 10. If it did, it would be a freaking miracle. It would just be a miracle. And it would probably average $1 million per theater or something. Which if it did, wow. Just wow. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. Has any film done that before? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. But if it did, then holy crap. But I don't think that's going to happen in this case. Definitely, there's a lot of hype going around this. And you know what? I might never get to say this again. One of those 4 theaters is in my traveling distance. I might be one of the first people to see this movie. I don't know if I'm just telling you right now, this week has been freaking nuts. I've been running around all over the place, been on the road a lot, so I need a day off. I don't know if I've got it in me to go on another road trip and travel for a while and get to the theater and then sit down and watch it for an hour or for almost 2 hours and then come back home and talk about it. But I can tell you right now, this is an opportunity that I am not going to get again in a very, very long time, I'm sure. So with that said, I'm aiming at taking that chance and taking that opportunity and going to see it, but I'm not going to make a guarantee. I'm just telling you right now, I've had a crazy week. When I did the last video, it felt like a freaking month since I did the last video, but it's only been 8 days. And it's just weird how time flies. But, God, I gotta tell you, I'm kind of exhausted right now. I'm afraid maybe I'm coming down with a head cold just slightly. I'm not sure. Not enough of my personal life. You don't care about that. You care about what I think about the box office if you're watching this, I hope. And, this film has no chance of getting in the top 10 this weekend. So, next weekend, we're totally looking forward to, just as a community audience here, around this channel, around this video, whatever, I am, extremely looking forward to The Hunger Games Catching Fire. But next weekend is the weekend out of the year where seeing a movie is impossible for me. So I'm going to have to wait till like that Sunday night to see it. So just keep that in mind. That review is going to be really delayed, but that one I'm going to do for sure, and I'm going to see it as soon as I can. But I got to tell you, the movie looks great, and I can't wait. So we're almost done here. Let's do this quick. Let's go down the top 10. Number 1, Thor. The Dark World, holding on to the top spot, even if it's not my favorite movie this year. If you saw my review, I don't know. Oh wait, I haven't posted it yet. That's why you haven't seen it. I did a review for it, and I mentioned in the review, I was like, this is a really disappointing Marvel movie. And I was kind of shaky on it. I gave it a positive rating, but one of the lowest positive ratings that I can. Actually, the lowest, so just so you know. But I did find there were some really good redeeming qualities in the film, though. Mainly character of Loki, but of course. I don't know if they could write Loki bad enough to make it bad without Tom Hiddleston making it good, if you know what I mean. But I think he and Chris Hemsworth are totally into these roles to the point where, they could literally take a scene written by a 5-year-old and make it cinematic gold. And that's the best comment you're ever going to get from me. All right, number 2, Best Man Holiday, 16.9, again, my prediction. And it's the only wide release that's coming in, so the rest of the top 10 we'll see here. Number 3 is going to be a big fight. It's going to be between Bad Grandpa, which has held the second spot for 2 consecutive weekends. I completely missed that in my predictions for the last couple of weeks. And then Freebirds is going to be in contention as well, and Las Vegas. Las Vegas, I think, right now is kind of toward the bottom. That's probably going to be ending up number 5. Whereas Bad Grandpa, I think, could earn the number 3 spot if it just holds on, and number 4 would go to Freebirds. In the 6th spot, we'll find Gravity, which is holding over miraculously well. The 7th spot, I think, is going to hold on for 12 Years a Slave. But then again, I have heard some possibility of 12 Years a Slave bumping up to number 6. I don't think that's quite going to happen, though. Gravity's doing really well, so we'll keep an eye on that. In the 8th spot, I think we're going to find Ender's Game, very rapidly declining. It will, I think, reach 60 million, but just barely. And that's not exactly a win for the studio. Too bad. But it did actually do pretty well for its opening weekend, so you can't complain way too much. There's a little light at the end of the tunnel. Number 9, Captain Phillips. I saw the film a couple of, it was a couple of weeks ago now. Again, there's a lot of videos I need to post now that are done. I just need to find get them on YouTube because I'm just so freaking busy. This is almost my time of year where I have no time to sleep. That come February and late January, that's my time when literally I'm on the go almost 24/7. So just keep that in mind. That's usually where my productivity starts to decline a lot. And then usually by March, April, then it starts to shoot back up a little bit more. And then by summer, yeah, it's okay. It's much better. But number 9, Captain Phillips. I very much enjoyed the movie. And I'm very appreciative of its art and of its class and of Tom Hanks' his performance. So I definitely recommend that if you haven't seen that yet. 10th spot is going to go to About Time. The film actually increased pretty well last weekend when it bumped up into over 1,000 theaters. I think the audience is kind of... I don't think it's going to desperately fall this weekend. I think it's actually going to hold over pretty well. Like, it'll make Thor look like a weakling compared to About Time. So, which you could hardly ever say otherwise. So, with that, that's the top 10. I am really... That's one of the... Most of the time when I do the top 10, I'm either really rushed by that time when I get into the video, or whatever the case is. Tonight I'm kind of rushed, and it's a short one, so I'm going to take advantage of that and make it very quick. But anyways, I just have to say that this prediction show, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hoping you are too, and I would really, really like to see the view count go up. So yeah, that's great. And those other videos, let's see, I've got a review for Captain Phillips, a review for Thor the Dark World, I've got a review for Rush, and I think there was one more. What was the other one? No, I didn't get that one done. So those 3 videos I'm going to hopefully get up here before I do the next Slashing Up the Charts video, which is going to be early again. Very early, actually. I'll probably shoot it next Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'll post it as soon as I can, because I know by Thursday I won't be able to post it at all. So there's that. Again, as far as what you can hope to see this week, 3 new videos hopefully will be coming up very, very soon. And we might just add a 4th one if I get the energy to go and see Nebraska, which I am definitely, if I don't know if I mentioned that or not, I am definitely psyched out of my mind to see, because Alexander Payne, I think, is a very, very great director, and I think his prime, I think, will rise now, with The Descendants giving him his 2nd Oscar for, even if it was just for a screenplay, it gave him his 2nd Oscar. I mean, this guy is talented. Because, the majority, of course, this is kind of common knowledge, the majority of people who win Academy Awards win it once or twice. So, if he can win again, or if he can at least be nominated again, and many times over, later into the next decade, which he's definitely going to be busy at work, I know he will be, hopefully we can see a win, hopefully someday, for Best Director, because he's really... he's a guy I'm rooting for, just out there in Hollywood doing films. So, with that in mind, as far as what I recommend, Nebraska is getting some really, really good reviews. A lot of 4 out of 4s, 5 out of 5s, etc. A lot of praise for Bruce Dern, who right now I think is really high in contention for getting an Academy Award nomination. And by the way, that's another video. That's what I was thinking of with the Thor beforehand. It's a video, I want to do it, but it's going to take freaking 3 hours to film it. I swear to God. What I plan to do for the Academy Awards this year, as far as my coverage of it, because this is like my my interest, of course, just off the top of my head. Whenever I can, I think of film or I think of movies. The cream of the crop, and what I'm sometimes most factually accurate and remembrant of, is Academy Awards. And not so much on Golden Globes, but Academy Awards is like my specialty. Off the top of my head, I can tell you who won the Academy. Well, not always, but who won the Academy Award, which film, sometimes which actor. Like from 60s on back, sometimes that's a little rough. But like 70s on, I can pretty much tell you off the top of my head. I won't use that now because that'll just be a waste of video. But yeah, I wanted to do something really, really big because last year I just kind of did a thing of covering the night of, and I covered who I thought was going to win, and that was it. Otherwise, I did like an Oscar quest where I just reviewed the films that had been nominated. But I want to do more than that. I want to do coverage of it. I want to do a video every 3 weeks. That's my plan right now. My tentative plan is every 3 weeks to do a video called Oscar at a Glance. And we'll say, since the nominations will be announced the 16th of January of next year, that puts us roughly right around 2 months away from when I'm filming this now. So 2 months out, I'm going to tell you who I think and who a lot of people, because I'll tell you right now, the two sources that I'm checking for pretty much every day for updates to see how the races are going to the Academy Awards. The two sites that I most trust, that I believe are most accurate, are IndieWire and HitFix. Those are the two that I think cover it best. HitFix especially gets a lot of credit and a lot of coverage. IndieWire does a really, really nice job, and they rank it like numerically through as many as they list. Whereas HitFix lists off the top 10, and then the rest of it's like also in play, and they have like alphabetical lists that could go on and on from there. But so IndieWire, I think, is probably closer to my number one source, but HitFix is a nice way to also keep track of that. So I use those two. Those are my two primary. Otherwise, the rest of it I'm just from personal experience. But most of it is from those two sites, just so you know. But those are the two that through the last couple of years I found to be very, very accurate. Like sometimes, like especially like the days before the Academy Awards, they will update it almost like every so hours, depending on how tight the race is. If it's like an easy race, we have our 5 nominees here and we know who they are, definitely, like there's no chance anybody could slip in, then yeah, they won't change those. But yeah, those are the two sites that I find are very, very, very accurate most of the time. And whenever there's a big surprise, then it's one even they don't predict. Those are the ones that I'll cover and I'll say, holy crap, what happened? The Academy must have screened this movie 500 times to get its nomination in. That was probably like Jackie Weaver last year for Silver Linings Playbook, but that's about it. Anyways, so I think that'll be about it. Otherwise, as far as Oscar coverage go, every 3 weeks until the nominations are announced. And then when they are announced, I'll do a video, depending, of course, on how I do this. I'll have probably a total of 3 videos. One generally around this time, one in early December, one in late December, and hopefully I can do one more where I give my final predictions for who's going to be nominated. And then I'll do a recap of who was nominated after the announcements come out. And then, I don't know if I'll get live coverage of my reaction to, because you can watch it live, of course. I don't think I'll be able to do that. I think I'll actually only be able to find out the nominees after they've live streamed it. Depending, of course, on how that happens. But if I get a chance to view it live, and I'll get my camera set up, you can watch my live reactions, I'll post them later. definitely. And then like I said, I'll just do a recap of what went wrong with certain campaigns, what went right with certain campaigns, how Harvey Weinstein ruled it, or how he just dropped the ball on every film that he produced this year, depending on how it goes, of course. But and then into the coming weeks, I'll probably do another video just to see how the Oscar race is going and who has changed positions and stuff. And then I'll do a final one where I give my final predictions, and then, like I did last year, just a video of me watching the Oscars and my reactions to who wins. So that's that. And again, I'm sorry if this is dragging on a little bit. I said I wanted to keep it short, but I wanted to get the word out there. That's coming soon, but it's a big project for me. I think I'm going to mention 30-some films that are right now in contention for getting at least 2 nominations. If there's a film that's only up for 1 nomination or has the potential for 1 nomination, I won't mention them, except if they're like in the top 5 for potential nominations. And I'll list off the categories too at the end, but I'll mention whatever number of films and what they're up for. So with that, that's going to do it for this video. And until next time, adieu.